Hello guys, what is up? I am Lee After 421 and welcome back to Flash Fridays, where I give you guys a blast with the past with games from the Flash as I continue my Let's Play of Coffee Rush for the PC. Last time, we finished up College Town and cleared up the second smokestack factory. In this episode, we're heading to the beach and meeting another brand new customer. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You guys are hyped for more Coffee Rush here on the channel and more adrenaline and more caffeine. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for content if you're new, and ring that bell to get the fun anytime on this channel. Last episode on the card up here. Anyways, it's another even episode, and again, that means another new guest. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Giozak, and I just learned that I was doing this like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's just say it's currently midnight, and it's a good thing that some of them are off work.
Yes, and I just got out of the shower from doing some exercise, and I'm just now having, funnily enough, a cup of coffee.
Fitting. But, I mean, would you want to try these coffees?
There's so much caffeine in them, they're gyrating.
Actually, yeah, that's quite true. I didn't even think of that correlation. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Let me see here. I mean, okay, fine. Since I'm with an American guest,
Nah.
might as well buy this now. Now this guy is gone. Yeah, I don't want to grade my salad just yet. We'll move on. So, the only thing I told Jazza, because he hasn't actually seen the first two episodes by the time I'm recording this, I told him that it's just basically us doing the Bejeweled podcast, but it's a test run.
Yeah.
And there's a very good reason for it.
What is the reason? Oh, it is literally just Bejeweled.
Yeah, but except I'm matching the correct ingredients in order to make coffee, as you can see on the side.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's why I said, think of it as a Bejeweled podcast, but it's just a test run.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently just making, giving them good meals.
Yeah.
So, yeah, coffee. I told him that, he's like, you want 30 minutes of coffee talk?
Yeah, it's like once you brought up your Coffee Rush Let's Play, it immediately clicked, oh, that's what he means by coffee talk.
I mean, my last guest said he didn't really drink coffee as much, but how about you?
I mean, it's gotten to the point where I've legitimately had to take breaks from coffee here and there to reset myself, so I do drink coffee, yeah. I mean, most days it is just regular, like, hot black coffee with nothing else added. But if I'm doing iced coffee, I do like some milk in it. With the way that I do iced coffee, I can get away with just adding milk and not also any like sweetener. So yeah, I'm not having any like excess sugar from coffee.
When you say like black coffee, I just been a weird, very like open face, just like how. Because even I can't really stand like the taste of like black coffee myself. Like for those wondering, I've tried, and honestly, the taste itself, while appealing to some, it's not really appealing to me.
Yeah, it was something that it just had to happen through time. The first couple times that I did have coffee, it was at a church camp. They had coffee there. And it kind of became like a thing that I only did at that church camp, where after breakfast I would go back and have coffee loaded with cream and sugar.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that's the only way that I had coffee for years. It wasn't until like senior year of high school that I really started to like actually try having black coffee more. And I kind of had to start doing that because I was that year taking I was dual enrolling in some college classes, as well as that was also the first year that I had like a proper like regular like part-time job, so I kind of needed it.
So just try to keep your, well, I say blood sugar up, but that's the wrong term.
Yeah, just keeping me conscious.
Exactly, keeping you conscious. I don't think there's a better word for that, honestly.
Yeah. I know several of like my older brothers. Well, one of them in particular, I know doesn't drink coffee, but he will drink energy drinks, and I've not gotten to the point where I've needed to swap over to energy drinks.
I see.
Yeah. It's like I'm already sometimes a bit too I guess attached to coffee. Like I do get like occasionally like legitimate like cravings of having just one more cup. So I don't want to
just one more cup.
Yeah, so I've tried to be conscious of that, and especially with like that's why I haven't tried energy drinks, and I'm worried I would be the same with alcohol, so that's why I don't drink alcohol.
Yeah, me too. I mean, the only alcohol drink I would drink is like what was it, cider or wine, never beer. Also, jeez, 7K. I actually wasn't even paying attention to how much money I was making.
Nice.
That's a lot. Ooh.
Yeah.
Approaching Super Macho Man as I... Oh! Okay, never mind. There we go. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's just finish upgrading that. Now we have maximum salad. Oh, the sandwiches are gone. Okay, never mind. So no more sandwiches, just salads.
Gotcha.
Do you like your salad? Do you like your coffee with your salad?
Sure.
I found it weird, honestly. Like they decide, you know what's best with coffee? Salad.
Yeah, that's interesting choice.
Which leads me to ask, actually, how's Zaxby's?
I've never been to a Zaxby's.
Oh, but they don't have that in. Oh, where do you live again? I forgot.
Upper Michigan.
They don't have it in Michigan.
No, at least not in Upper Michigan. That's why I specify, because it's like Upper Michigan and Lower Michigan are kind of. It feels like they're two separate states in a trench coat masquerading as one state. So.
Interesting analogy, but okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Like, aside from Subway, really the only other, like, sandwich shop chain that we have would be, Jimmy John's. That's what it's called.
I
couldn't remember for a second there.
Jimmy John? I've actually never heard of that place before, to be honest.
Yeah, let me look it up. Jimmy John's. I don't know how much of a regional thing it is. The business. And it's not like I'm necessarily doxing myself with mentioning Jimmy John's, because I know it's in like several different cities in Upper Michigan. So I'm just trying to figure out if it's more of a regional thing or if it's more spread out across the US. I immediately started looking at the Wikipedia page and I just zoned out, so...
Great job. Pray the copy's working perfectly.
Yeah.
So while we look up, I'm just noticing in terms of the gameplay that apparently I had hit a limit in terms of like some pieces. Like I realized I wasn't getting any ice creams or candy anymore to increase the patience of my customers. So that's kind of interesting to see that there is actually a limit. So you can't really just like always grind for these lollipops and ice creams. Bummer. Oh well.
Yeah. So I googled Jimmy John's, and one of the results links to a listing for a review of specifically the Marquette location, and it's 1 star with the title of yuck.
Man, why? Why would we do that to I was about to say Papa John's.
Jimmy John's, yeah. Papa John's is a pizza
I was gonna say,
chain.
wrong one. And too much garlic in that place. Sorry for anyone who likes Papa John's. I guess the only thing I know about Papa John's. It's just too much garlic.
The last time that I had Papa John's, I don't know, something about their pizza just makes me feel weirdly, like, bloated and, like, fatigued that other pizzas don't.
I thought you were about to say satisfying, but apparently not.
No.
Bummer.
Yeah. If I'm getting pizza, it's from a good local place. I know of several good local places where I'm at, but if I'm getting chain pizza, it is almost always Domino's.
Chain pizza? How about those DIY pizza places? Because I know of a few.
DIY pizza places, specify what you mean by that, because I don't know.
As I see the money getting automatically collected, oh boy, mock pizza?
I've never been to something like Mod Pizza.
Oh, okay.
I know this isn't exactly identical, but when I visited Wisconsin, I've been to Pizza Ranch, which it's basically like a pizza buffet type place.
Yummy.
Yeah, you can order just like a regular like full pizza, but kind of the whole point of going to Pizza Ranch is going to the buffet, especially because then you have access to the dessert pizzas and the ice cream machine.
That sounds nice. Also,
yeah.
Pause for a moment. I like the fact that it says deep freeze frappe, but look at how many ice cubes. All I can say is not enough.
Yeah.
This should be 14 to say.
Yeah.
But we're gonna place that. We're almost done clearing out the first row of coffees, actually. I'm actually surprised. Now, here's the thing, for those wondering. I know for a fact that you can actually, like, break the, like, chain where it says that I could buy, like, the ultimate coffee first. But honestly, I'd rather just go on order to see what they are like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the game's just like, you know what, you're fine on your own, no more tips.
Mm-hmm.
Because funny thing, this is actually the first episode they were seeing where the days are like, you know what, no more tips. We'll just let you on your own, let loose.
Nice. Yeah. So, yeah, last night, this kind of bleeds into today because I was starting to continue doing this, but then you started messaging me, so it's like, okay, I shouldn't focus on this. I completed all of the stages in the Splatoon 3 single player.
Ooh, nice.
Thanks. There's still some collectibles in each of the hubs that I still need to get, but the thing that I am deliberately putting on pause because it kind of needs the majority of my attention, and this isn't...
Spoiler?
I wouldn't consider this spoilers because at this point, a lot of people that would care about this know. The game basically has an equivalent of Champions Road.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And for those
Yeah.
wondering, he's talking about Champions Road Super Mario 3D World, which I actually recently finished.
Yes. Basically, deliberately like very challenging, almost like final exam for the game.
But then again, that's
if-
what every final level is.
Basically, yeah.
A test of like all of your skills.
Although, in a sense, this equivalent in Splatoon 3 is actually more forgiving, even though it's longer. Once you finish one section, it has to like completely load in a new map, and when it does that, it gives you a checkpoint.
Ooh, okay.
And it gives you 3 lives to start out with, and surprisingly, it still lets you continue from a checkpoint by paying more. So you don't have to redo everything from like the very beginning. If you lose all 3 lives, you can continue from the beginning of the section you're on.
So what you're saying is that for a person that may not be as like well equipped in Splatoon 3, they can just grind for a lot of money and before they go, and they can still complete Champions Road, quote unquote.
Yeah. So, and thankfully, because I have a lot of built up cash, unless if I just continuously screw up horribly, I will not have to start from the beginning. Yeah, because you can just put the Switch in sleep mode and then pick it up later.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, like surprisingly enough, I got through the first like 2.5 sections without losing a life, which I was kind of surprised about. So
I bet you they want, because I probably will put the hashtag Splatoon 3 on this. Now that you mentioned about it, I bet you.
I mean, may as well.
Someone like who's a Splatoon 3 player hears this comment, just types in furiously, "What are you talking about? I spent like 3 days on doing this."
Yeah. I've looked up videos of gameplay of this level, and people have said that it has taken them like upwards of 4 hours to complete.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've just been playing it very cautious, and let's just say you need to be decently versed in the squid surge and squid roll maneuvers. It uses those a fair bit. And also the fact that you can squid surge off of, or rather squid roll off of a wall. It uses that a couple times.
I see. That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
But let's not also forget the most important thing to do after you beat that level.
What?
Jazzy, I thought you would remember the squid back after you finish the level.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was like, what?
I mean, jokes aside, I mean, yeah, it sounds quite tough from what you're talking about. But of course, it's nice to hear that at least there is a bit of balance where it's like, hey, well, at least we're forgiving.
Yeah, it is nice that it gives you checkpoints and it still lets you continue from a checkpoint, if you have enough cash, which, the entrance fee, which is also the same fee to, continue from your last activated checkpoint, is 333 eggs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Which, I mean, is the most expensive entrance fee, but, I mean, you get access to the level once you have...
Hang on, Josh, I pause that moment. I'd like to point out this amazing tech. Well, firstly, new customer, bodybuilder. Medium tips, high patience, similar to the wedding bride, I guess. We were going to make a funny joke about which was the real dumbbell here, but until we saw the size of his biceps. Besides, one day he might be governor and we don't want to get terminated.
Nice. Nice.
Hindsight, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, back to your thought.
Yeah, like, if you've gotten to the point of completing all of the stages in Splatoon 3, you're gonna have a good excess of, power eggs built up, because that's a currency. So, it's not like, yeah, you'll be pretty well set once you get to that point, especially if you do what I did, and I completed all of the stages with all of the alternate weapons already, which, thankfully, they've gone the Octo expansion route of only having a maximum of three alternate weapons for each stage, instead of what the regular single player in Splatoon 2 did, where like each stage you could complete it with basically every type of weapon. So in order to completely 1000% the game, you had to play through each stage essentially like 10 times.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so,
that was a thing.
Yeah, in fact, let me load up the Splatnet 2 on the Switch Online app.
Also, hang on a split second for those watching. I need to check something.
A splat second.
Shut up, Emil. Joking. I like puns. Anyways,
I know.
Back to it, say.
Yeah, I'm trying to load up the Splatnet 2 to figure out how many. God, where do you find this in the app? Basically the app. Oh, here we go. Okay, so it's 9 different weapons that you have to play every stage with in order to 1000% the game.
1000%.
So, yes, yeah, that's
actually what they say. Oh my goodness.
Yep, that's the official terminology, is 1000%ing. And the app gives you the quickest time that you completed each stage at, and what weapon you did it with. So.
Wow, that's commitment.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking back, this past couple days about my time with Splatoon 2, and I spent like 140-something hours into, and I remember none of them, except for my time with Octo expansion. Yeah, and again, with Octo expansion, I did, in fact, 1000% that. Which, that's 80 stages, although, again, at the most, it's only 3 alternate weapons you could, be tasked to complete the stage with. Which, yes, I'm pretty sure Girl Power Station has you complete it with 3 different weapons. Or... no, wait, I think that's the one where the alternate weapons are actually, different sub-weapons that it gives you, and other than that, you can choose the same main weapon, because all of them are basically, like, once you pay the entrance fee, all of the, main types of weapons are laid out in front of you in cans, so you just go into which can you want, and it gives you that main weapon. I'm pretty sure that's the stage that does that. I know there is a stage that is like that, and I'm pretty sure it is Girl Power Station, which is notorious for probably being the most difficult stage in Octo expansion. Basically, you have to defend a like a orb in the center of the stage for like a minute and a half, I'm pretty sure, from AI controlled enemies. And like, once you get the pattern down of when they spawn in, like, you have to be able to figure that out. Otherwise, you're just not gonna have a good time.
Shit, it turns into Megalovania. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then of course there's the infamous special boss fight that you can unlock in Octo expansion that legitimately took me like on and off playing over the course of several months.
Oh, yikes.
To defeat, yeah. Although I did post about it on my Instagram. Let me look up when exactly that was, because I'm pretty sure... I know it was sometime during the summer of 2019, and that's, like, around the same time that I just stopped playing the game, more or less altogether. It's like, okay, yeah,
Five digits!
I'm
Five digits!
kind of done with. Nice.
Nice. 5-digit profit, ladies. Let's go, baby. So it is possible. Day 19 as well. I'm already at episode 4 and already hit 5-digit profit. Sweet.
Nice. Yeah, June 16th, 2019. That's nice.
I imagine making
Nice.
that amount of money in just one day.
Yeah.
Like this is common for any super YouTuber, but honestly, this is what we just dream of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, back to the conversation.
Yeah, so the funny thing about me defeating the special secret boss of Splatoon 2 rather, so I normally play Splatoon docked. It is not really a game that I play in any other mode. I kind of have to play it docked. But for whatever reason, I decided to play this game in tabletop mode with Joy-Con, like a Joy-Con grip, for some reason.
Huh.
But funnily enough, even with that setup, I managed to beat Inner Agent 3.
Good job.
Thanks. And like the post I made immediately after that on my Instagram was the full like 30 seconds before I took them down.
I actually didn't know you could post on the Instagram, but then again, if you couldn't post your Switch stuff to Instagram, I would be shocked.
Yeah, well, you basically just take the video clip from the Switch itself, and I think I think this was before you could do direct posting through Buffer, which is a external website that I use for scheduling some stuff on no context Chugga, because I run that account. But I think now through Buffer, you can just upload any photos or videos and instantly post them to Instagram. Because I know before, like, you couldn't. So I think I had to post this through my old, like, well, maybe not necessarily my Android tablet, but the Android phone that I was using just purely on Wi-Fi for a year there. I had to, like, do a lot of workarounds to be able to post stuff to Instagram for a while. And now it's like, now that I have a phone that I could just easily post stuff, it's like I've barely posted anything. Anyways, the point, all those points aside, yeah, that was an interesting time for me because I did all that and then I basically didn't play Splatoon. From that point onwards, I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Until
Splatoon 3, which, even though Splatoon 3 does look very similar to Splatoon 2, I will say, like, with the experience that I do have with 2, even though it's not a lot compared to, like, competitive players, I do think it is very much a warranted sequel. Some people have been questioning, like, if Splatoon 3 is really needed, and I was like that for a while, but then I was like, okay, let's actually look to see what competitive players are talking about in terms of, like, the actual competitive meta of Splatoon 2, and they're like, yeah, things are kind of busted right now, we kind of need a fresh reset to the meta.
For Splatoon 2?
Yeah, so that's why it's like, yeah, we kind of need a new game.
And Splatoon 3 has suited their needs, basically.
Yeah, although at this point, like, because the game is still very much new, and there's gonna be new weapons and new stages, and maybe even a new ranked mode or two that gets added through updates.
What could they make, though?
Yeah.
That's a curious question, though. What could they make?
Yeah. That same question was, I guess, also applied to the launch of Splatoon 2, and they're like, here, have fun with Clam Blitz. Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see what exactly they're gonna do with Splatoon 3. Because I know a lot of people have been hard on Nintendo games essentially being, like, quote-unquote incomplete at launch, just in reference to them getting updates and stuff as time goes on, which I think for some games that applies to, looking at you, Mario Strikers, but for, like, Splatoon, I think almost always does it, like, the best out of any Nintendo game, like, in regards to updates over time. So I'm not really worried about the future of Splatoon 3. I think it's gonna prove itself over time. So
I can see it being in good hands, honestly, and hopefully it will be.
Yeah. How much interest do you have in getting Splatoon 3?
I'll be honest, like, as someone who's not a big fan of FPSs at all, like, I would say not really. Although I did tell myself, I tried to tell myself that I would try buying Splatoon 3 this year when it comes out, but, and I'll be honest, I've been so busy to where, honestly, I realized, wait, it's not really as worth it as I thought. Because it's kind of like Fall Guys, or any other arcade game, where I realized to myself that I don't really think I'll be able to have the time to commit.
Yeah.
So that's why I just backed down the idea instead of, like, carrying on with it.
Yeah, that's very understandable, and, like, that's why I kind of play Splatoon, like, if I really wanted to, I could dive deep into learning everything when it comes to competitive play, but it would just feel like a constant uphill battle. So that's why I kind of play, like, how do I put this, like, halfway between casual and competitive. Like, I don't want to get really into competitive play, but I do want to improve my abilities in the game, so...
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But I know, like, I could just sink all of my time into Splatoon, but there's plenty of other games that I want to play. Like, Inside and Limbo are on sale on the Switch eShop for $2 a piece, so it's like, okay, why not? Let's pick these up, because I've heard great things about them.
Anyways, with that, that's another 5 days. We're almost done with the beach. Next time on Coffee Rush, I will not be with you, Zach, firstly.
Yeah,
although thank you so much.
You'll be saved. You'll be saved from my ramblings about Splatoon.
But thanks so much for joining along, nonetheless.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
And next time, we'll take down the 3rd smokestack factory and move on to another area as we continue to, well, rid the world of bad coffee. Yeah, coffee. Thank you guys so much for watching. But remember, the adrenaline rush is real. This is Lee Apter 121 signing out. And I'll catch you guys on episode 5 of my playthrough of Coffee Rush. Peace!
Yeah, coffee!
Thanks.